the 2017 Africa Air Expo, which is underway. The President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is currently speaking.
Travel Association, IATA, the global air transport industry supports some 62.7 million jobs worldwide, comprising 9.9 million direct jobs, 11.2 million indirect jobs, 5.2 million induced jobs, and 36.3 million tourism catalytic jobs. Aviation's global impact amounts in value to some 2.7 trillion United States dollars, with 3.5% of global GDP supported by aviation. Every day, 9.8 million passengers take to the air with 104,000 flights, and some 18.6 billion United States dollars worth of goods are carried. IATA further reports that air traffic globally has been growing at 5% annually and is projected to grow at 5.6% per year over the next 20 years. In Africa, air transport supports 6.8 million jobs and contributes in value 72.5 billion United States dollars of GDP. It is significant to note that whilst the growth rate in aviation is in the average, that whilst the world is growing at 5%, Africa is growing at 6%. In Ghana, the growth rate in aviation is in 7.9% per annum. It is in this regard the government's overall direction for national development as contained in our coordinated program of economic and social development policies for the period 2017 to 2024 is to create the conditions for the private sector to thrive in the aviation industry in order to propel growth and create employment, especially for our youth. Government has recreated the aviation industry to develop the Ghanaian aviation industry and make it highly competitive within the West African region. There are ongoing and upcoming projects in Ghana's aviation sector which will lead to an enhanced air travel experience. Let me just mention a few of these projects. Construction of Terminal 3 at Kotoka International Airport, KIA, designed to accommodate 5 million passengers in the next 5 years, to be completed in April 2018. Construction of Modern Air Navigation Services Center at KIA to ensure safety and security of aircrafts and passengers in our airspace. And construction of Phase 2 of both Kumasi and Tamale airports. The need for these investments in infrastructure and air navigation systems is to respond to anticipated traffic growth and also to keep up with the dynamism in technology that the aviation industry demands. It is the vision of government to establish Ghana both as an aviation hub within West Africa and as the preferred destination of choice for travelers. Government hopes to achieve this by working with the private sector to offer modern, attractive air transport infrastructure and by building capacity and establishing institutional and policy framework to enhance safety and security of air services. It is in pursuit of this that government has given policy approval for the establishment of a home-based carrier with private sector participation as part of efforts to fulfill our aviation hub vision and also to enhance connectivity. The issue of air travel connectivity is very challenging in Africa. And to resolve this, 44 African leaders in 1999 signed the Yamoussoukro decision, which was expected to open the skies and ease of travel on the continent. It must be noted that if this is fully implemented by all states, air transport will improve and guarantee lower fares and increased traffic on the continent. The implementation of the agreement, nonetheless, has been slow and limited, and the potential in liberalizing intra-African air market remains largely unrealized. Ghana has shown commitment to improving connectivity on the African continent by being amongst those who signed the Yamoussoukro decision. I therefore want to use this opportunity to urge all industry stakeholders to play their part in the full implementation of the agreement to improve connectivity on the continent. Since assuming office in January 2017, some 10 months ago, and following government's decision to remove the 17.5% value-added tax on domestic airfares to make domestic travel affordable, domestic airfares have seen some reduction, and the passenger throughput has increased significantly from 302,000 as of September 2016 to 373,000 as of September 2017, representing a 23.5% increase. Furthermore, government is committed to encouraging and supporting local airlines and entrepreneurs to set up strong private airlines that can fully utilize all the nation's route rights. In line with this, government, through the Ministry of Aviation, is renewing initial bilateral air services agreements with its contracting states. This has led to Africa World Airline, AWA, a domestic airline, now flying daily to Abuja and Lagos. Additionally, the number of international airlines operating in the country has increased marginally from 35 to 36 this year. These additions are Air France and Mid-Africa Aviation, an airline based in the Gambia. Other domestic airlines will hopefully follow suit soon. I've been reliably informed that the captain of our senior national football team, the Black Stars, Asamoah Gyan, Baby Jet, has obtained an air carrier license and is working feverishly to establish an airline, obviously called Baby Jet Airlines. I want to appeal to other Ghanaians, both home and abroad, to invest in the rapidly growing aviation sector. It is worth mentioning that the record upsurge in the number of airlines and passengers, both domestically and internationally, has contributed significantly to the Ghanaian economy. These achievements did not happen overnight, but for the effort of the Ministry of Aviation and its agencies, namely the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, the Ghana Airports Company Limited, and other stakeholders in the aviation industry. With Ghana determined to fulfill its role as the gateway to West Africa, government is poised to build the most people-friendly and business-friendly economy in Africa, to boost the confidence of the private sector to invest in the Ghanaian economy. I'm therefore respectfully calling on all investors to partner domestic counterparts to ensure the realization of this vision. This is the way to creating jobs and prosperity for all Ghanaians. As a way to develop further human capital in the aviation sector, Ghana has established the Ghana Aviation Training Academy, which has become a center of excellence, offering training to aviation professionals in the region. It organizes courses in air traffic control, aviation safety and security, aviation English proficiency, and aviation management, and is currently working in partnership with the International Air Transport Association and the United States Federal Aviation Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to acknowledge that several airports within the continent are putting in place the necessary mechanisms to ensure safety and security. I wish to congratulate the Ghana Airports Company for working hard with the support of Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and other agencies for KIA to be adjudged the 2017 Best Awards winner as Best Improvement in Safety by the Airports Council International, Africa. It is my expectation that this air show will create opportunities for aircraft fleet modernization, aviation investment opportunities, aircraft financing, and networking, so as to ensure the continuous growth of the air transport business across the continent. To our exhibitors, I must commend you for the confidence reposed in Ghana, and I'm convinced that this will be a successful air show. I applaud your efforts in promoting and connecting Ghana with the rest of the world. Your decision to come here will hopefully be the beginning of investment opportunities for you here in Ghana. I'm therefore happy to declare the first ever aerospace and aviation exhibition and conference in the West African region duly open. I wish you a very fruitful and successful air show. Let us connect Africa. Thank you, and may God bless us all in our homeland, Ghana.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.